Welcome, history enthusiasts. In this video, we will delve into the life of Napoleon Bonaparte, a man whose conquests shaped the course of European history. Our story begins on the island of Corsica in 1769, where a child named Napoleon Bonaparte entered a world in flux. Born just after Corsica's annexation by France, young Napoleon's fate became entwined with the revolutionary spirit that was sweeping across the nation. At the tender age of 9, Napoleon embarked on a journey that would define his destiny. Sent to a military school in France, he displayed an exceptional aptitude for math and history. 7 years later, he emerged with a commission as an officer in the French army, marking the beginning of his storied military career. As Parisian mobs stormed the Bastille in the summer of 1789, igniting the French Revolution, Napoleon found himself at the cusp of historical change. The revolution concluded with the removal of the monarchy and the birth of the French Republic, paving the way for Napoleon's rise. Amid the chaos of the revolution, Napoleon's star began to ascend. His first major victory came at the port of Toulon, where he defeated royalist forces supported by the British Navy. This triumph marked the beginning of his journey from a promising officer to a celebrated war hero. In the aftermath of King Louis XVI's guillotine execution in 1793 and the reign of terror that followed, Napoleon's military prowess shone. His victories against anti-republic forces earned him favor with the new government, culminating in his appointment as the commander-in-chief of the French military. In a twist of fate reminiscent of an epic drama, Napoleon, now a young general, orchestrated the coup d'état of 18 Brumaire. Dismantling the existing governing body, he established a new government known as the Consulate, with himself at its helm as the first consul. As Napoleon solidified his power, he married Josephine de Beauharnais. However, this union faced challenges, and they would later part ways. Despite personal tribulations, Napoleon's rule ushered in a period of transformative reforms, including free secondary education and the creation of the Bank of France. Napoleon, now the first consul of France, set his sights on expanding the empire. His military campaigns saw victories against Austrian forces, compelling Philip von Cobenzl to sign the Treaty of Campo in 1797, granting France control over a substantial portion of the Austrian nation. Turning his gaze towards Egypt in 1798, Napoleon aimed to dominate the eastern Mediterranean and disrupt British control over India. Amid this campaign, French soldiers stumbled upon the Rosetta Stone, a discovery that would eventually unlock the mysteries of Egyptian hieroglyphics. As Napoleon returned to France in 1799, a new plot unfolded. The coup d'état of 18 Brumaire saw him dismantling the current government and establishing the consulate. Now in control, Napoleon's vision extended beyond the borders of Europe. Eager to assert dominance in the New World, Napoleon sent French forces to the West Indies in 1802. However, faced with the might of the British Navy, he realized the need for a powerful naval force. This realization led to the sale of the Louisiana Territory to the United States in what became known as the Louisiana Purchase. In 1804, the consulate transformed into an empire, and Napoleon officially became emperor of the First French Empire. Yet, challenges loomed as remnants of Austria and Russia, allied with the British, threatened the stability of Napoleon's reign. In 1805, Napoleon's ambitions to invade England faced a significant setback at the Battle of Trafalgar. The British naval fleet, commanded by Admiral Nelson, decimated the French navy, extinguishing Napoleon's plans for a cross-channel conquest. Undeterred, Napoleon shifted his focus to Eastern Europe. The Battle of Austerlitz in 1805 saw French forces defeating Tsar Alexander I and Holy Roman Emperor Francis II. This victory resulted in a period of relative peace as Tsar Alexander I signed a treaty with Napoleon, ceding control of Eastern Europe. However, peace was short-lived. In 1812, Russia withdrew from the treaty, rekindling hostilities. Determined to maintain control, Napoleon launched the ill-fated Russian campaign, culminating in the brutal Battle of Borodino and a harrowing winter retreat. The tides of fortune began to turn against Napoleon in 1813. Combined forces of Russia, Prussia, Austria, and Sweden dealt decisive blows to his armies in Europe. Unable to withstand the onslaught, Napoleon was forced to abdicate the throne on April 11, 1814. The European leaders, wary of Napoleon's resilience, decided on exile. They banished him to the Mediterranean island of Elba, a seemingly remote location. However, as history would reveal, the allure of power proved too potent for Napoleon to resist. In 1815, Napoleon, displaying a cunning escape, returned to France in what became known as the 100 Days. The emperor reclaimed his throne, and Europe once again found itself at the mercy of the man who had nearly escaped captivity to rewrite his destiny. The climax unfolded on the fields of Waterloo in 1815. Napoleon, seeking to solidify his power, faced the Duke of Wellington and British forces. In a battle marked by unrelenting French attacks and unexpected twists, the arrival of Prussian forces tipped the scales against Napoleon. Despite initial successes, a miscalculation in the use of his Imperial Guard led to defeat. The Battle of Waterloo sealed Napoleon's fate, and on June 22, 1815, he abdicated for the final time. Great Britain emerged as the dominant global power, marking the end of Napoleon's ambitions. The defeated emperor faced a more distant exile this time, as the leaders of Europe decided on St. Helena, a remote volcanic island in the South Atlantic Ocean, as the place of his captivity. The British, ensuring he remained isolated, stationed 2 Navy frigates on patrol at all times. In the solitude of St. Helena, Napoleon's health deteriorated. He succumbed to cancer on May 5, 1821, at the age of 51. Initially buried on the island, his remains would later find their way back to France, where they rest to this day. The death of Napoleon Bonaparte marked the end of an era, but his legacy endured. As a conqueror, visionary, and political figure, Napoleon left an indelible mark on the world. His impact resonates through the pages of history, a testament to the complexity of his character and the scale of his achievements. As with any legendary figure, myths and rumors swirled around Napoleon. Tales of poisoning, secret burials, and even his supposed short stature became part of the Napoleonic lore. However, historical scrutiny reveals a more nuanced truth. Napoleon was an average-height man, his legend enhanced by the tales spun in the wake of his extraordinary life. Napoleon's conquests not only redrew the map of Europe, but also left a lasting impact on the continent. His military, political, and social reforms, including the Napoleonic Code, laid the groundwork for modern European governance. As some nations still bear the imprints of his rule, historians continue to debate the magnitude and consequences of his actions. Beyond the battles and the politics, Napoleon's life serves as a reflection on the nature of ambition. From a Corsican youth dreaming of grandeur to an emperor who reshaped nations, his journey speaks to the heights ambition can reach and the depths to which it can fall. As we conclude our exploration of Napoleon Bonaparte's life, we are left with a complex portrait of a man who defied the odds, conquered vast territories, and ultimately faced the consequences of his ambitions. His story is not just a chapter in history, but a cautionary tale and an inspiration, reminding us of the enduring echoes of a conqueror's footsteps. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Napoleon Bonaparte. We hope this exploration has shed light on the man behind the legend, unraveling the threads of conquest, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of power. Until next time, remember that history continues to unveil its secrets, and the echoes of the past shape the world we live in today.